Good evening, sir. Good evening, my colleagues. So before I go further, I would like to use this opportunity to thank you, sir, for giving me an opportunity by considering my situation to present my work into this video format. So now I'm going to proceed into my assignment, which is community mobilization, advantages of community mobilization, then strategy for community mobilization, and how to mobilize the community. First of all, I would like to start with the community mobilization. Community mobilization is a participatory process that engages diverse stakeholders within the community to collectively identify, address, and sustain solutions to the shared challenges. It emphasizes on empowering communities to take ownership of their development through collaboration, resourcing pooling, and inclusive decision making. In other definition, community mobilization is a strategy that empowers community to identify their own needs and respond collectively to improve the lives of those supported by the facilitators or external actors. UNICEF 2010. This means that community mobilization is a process by which the community members are assessed to identify their own problem and at the same time the solution of their own problem, which involve partnership with the community members and the external actors in the process of finding out the community problem for the possible solution. Then below is a detailed breakdown of its component, strategy, and applications. Community mobilization involves stakeholders engagement, that is the involvement of the stakeholders within the community, such as youth group, religious group, women groups, etc., so that you have an effective problem assessment and the problem solving as well as good cooperation within the community. Then capacity building, strengthen a community ability to self-organize, advocate, and implement sustainable solution. That is to identify solution of the problem of the community. Then participatory action, patronage local knowledge and ensuring community members lead problem solving efforts. This means that involve the community members during the community mobilization in order to have the maximum cooperation, so that to have all the necessary information needed for the problem associated with the community, so as to have good problem solving. Then I'm now going to continue with the advantages of community mobilization. One of the advantages of community mobilization is sustainable change and ownership. Community mobilization fosters long-term sustainability by involving local stakeholders in decision making, ensuring solutions are embraced and maintained by the community. This participatory approach builds ownership, reducing dependency on external aid. This is one of the advantages of community mobilization. It means that involvement of the stakeholders within the community, such as religious leaders, youth leaders, women leaders, etc., so that to get a maximum cooperation within the community during the community mobilization. Empowerment engages individuals in problem solving, enhancing their agency and confidence. Active participation strengthens leadership and collective efficiency, particularly in marginalized groups. This means that the community members should be involved during the community mobilization, so that, or any program that carry out in the community, so that to have good information about the community, so as to have appropriate solution to their own problem. Then number 3 is efficient resources utilization. Leverage local knowledge and asset, optimizing resource use. Community identify priority and allocate resources effectively and minimize waste. This means that when carrying out any program in the community, the appropriate materials, both human and the resources, should be identified, and these resources should be properly utilized during the community or any programs to avoid wastage. Number 4 is cultural relevance. Tailors intervention to local norms and value, increasing acceptance. Highlight community-based strategy as a key cultural align child protection and education programs. This means that this is one of the advantages of community mobilization, that is to have a respect of the culture, that is the norms and value of the community, so that to ensure effective work delivery within the community. to us to have the good cooperation during any program or any other aspect within the community for their improvement. Number five is improve health outcome. That is one of the advantage of community mobilization. It is to improve the health outcome. That means any program that has been carried out related to the health, this community mobilization help in order to get the proper work delivery and bring out the good outcome using the community. Then capacity building. Develop skill in leadership, project management, and advocacy, empowering community to address future challenges independently. This is one of the advantages of community mobilizations, that allow the community members to develop a skills within their community in order to have the ability to identify some of their challenges at the future. That is to make the community members to acquire the skill even without the external actors. The community members should be able to identify their actual problem based on their priority, and they identify the possible solution of that problem. Then reduction of inequalities implies voice of marginalized group, promoting equitable and resources distribution and the policy inclusion. This advantage mean that this community mobilization enable equitable distribution of the resources and the policy inclusion, and the ensure quality action delivery during any program within the community. So now I'm going to proceed into strategy for community mobilization. That is the ways, techniques or method in which the for community mobilization. Community mobilization is a dynamic process that empowers community to address critical issues collectively. Below are the key strategies supported by evidences and the best practice from the various contexts. One of the strategy for community mobilization is that secure strong leadership and establish formal structure. Effective community mobilization begins with strong leadership and structure framework. Leadership must possess credibility, resource management skill, and the community respect to drive initiatives. This one of the strategy for community mobilization is talking about forming a strong leadership for community mobilization, and to ensure those leaders have the possible skills, necessary skill to carry out any community mobilization or program. They have to acquire necessary skills and to ensure effective work delivery. Then number two is engage diverse stakeholders and ensure inclusive participation. That is one of the strategy is to involve the stakeholders within the community during the community mobilization or any programs, so that to ensure effective delivery of any program, and make the community member to participate whether in the problem solving or problem identification within their community, so that to make the community members to open up or make some disclosure about their own problem. These strategies include youth involvement, marginalized group, cross-sector partnership, etc. Number three is conduct of need assessment and develop shared vision. That is to carry out an assessment of the community to find out what are the actual problem of that particular community based on their priority, and to ensure that problem are achievable, to find out that problem are achievable or not. Are they going to solve this problem on their own, or are they going to report it to the appropriate organization? Number four is to implement mutually reinforcement strategy and foster ownership. Combining education, policy, advocacy, and resources mobilization implies, in fact, example, awareness campaign. That is to carry out awareness campaign within the community through radio, drama, etc. Structural changes addressing environmental barriers, local ownership, encouraging community to co-design solution, etc. Then number five is to evaluate the progress and adapt strategies. This is one of the strategies of community mobilization, that is to evaluate the progress of the community or any program within the community, and also to find out the strategies that are being used within the community. Are they the actual strategies that can be used, or that strategy are not supposed to be applied in one of the problem of the community? So if you find out that there is a progress, mean that within the community, that is what have been implemented, or the strategy used is a more applicable strategy for that particular problem within the community. This include resistant change within the community, sustainable. Then the last but not the least is to how to mobilize a community. That is a step-by-step guide. That is a procedure to carry out a community mobilization. Community mobilization involves empowering local stakeholders or collectively addresses challenges and achieve shared goal. Below is a practical evidence based on a guide. One of the steps or how to mobilize the community is build trust and relationships. This is one of the steps of community mobilization, that is building trust. When during the community mobilization, you have to be trustworthy. Whatever you are going to tell the community, you have to be honest to tell them the truth about the any other aspect or any certain phenomena within the community, and also to create a mutual relationship within a community, so that to have their own cooperation and respect to bring about any problem that affect them for solution, for identification of the solution of their own problem. Without this mutual relationship, it may not enable the community members to open up to bring about what they have been experiencing within their community. Number two is conduct participatory need assessment. That is to conduct need assessment of the community. What are the need of that particular community? Use surveys, focus group, and community mapping to identify priorities. Involve local in data collection and analysis. Tools include asset mapping, problem trees analysis. That is to assess the community to find out what are the needs, essential needs of that particular community. Another one is establish leadership and governance. That is to form a strong leadership during a community mobilization. Those that acquire the necessary skills to carry out certain program or that community mobilization. Then co-design solution and the set smart goals. Host workshop or brainstorm intervention align with local cultures and resources. Define specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time-bound objectives. That is to make a plan, a strong plan or design on how to carry out certain program or community mobilization within the community to ensure that goals are being achieved. For example, in Kenya, communities use drama and radio campaign to shift attitude toward disability inclusion. Then, number five, mobilize resources and partnership. This include internal resources. That means during this community mobilization, there needs to find out the actual resources needed for that community mobilization, which include both human resources and the materials necessary for carry out certain programs, and also to ensure partnership with community stakeholders or any NGOs that may assist the community members during the finding of the solution of any problem affecting the community. This include internal resources, leverage local skills, volunteers or serving groups. Then external support, partnered with non-governmental or donors for founding or technical aid. For instance, Bangladesh BRACs mobilize women's self-help groups to found maternal health initiative. World Bank report 2006. That is, this last statement means that to find out the necessary resources needed for carry out any certain program within community, and also to make a collaboration with others that may assist in form of founding or technical assistance or technical aid to carry out certain program within the community. So this is all about the assignment, which is community mobilization, strategy for community mobilization, advantages, and how to mobilize the community. So I thank you, sir, for listening and watching, and also my colleagues. At the end, I would like to use the medium to thank you again, sir, and have a nice day. Thank you.